everybody, so I've gotten a lot of questions about how I do my Miss Martian makeup, and I figured instead of just posting about it, I will make a little video of me doing it. So this is obviously going to be cut down a lot because it takes me about 2.5 hours to do all the makeup, so enjoy. First thing is first, put your hair up in a wig cap. Obviously you want to make it as flat as possible. Usually I do pin curls or have one of my friends French braid my hair. But since I'm only going to be in this costume for like a couple hours when we go see the Breaking Dawn premiere, yeah, I know, it totally makes sense. I'm not too concerned about it. Next step is put in your contacts if you're going to be wearing any. I use these UV lenses for Miss Martian. And now it's time for fake lashes because everyone knows when you put these on, you usually mess up whatever makeup you're wearing. Alright, false lashes on. Time to start the fun part of face paint. For my face, I use Kryolan Aqua Color in color 092. And then you just add water to this or Liquicet. I'm out of Liquicet because I didn't buy any after Youmacon. Then you just apply it with a sponge. I usually use like a circular motion or patting because if you try and go like this, you'll get streaks in it. And especially the patting motion will get you a more like even coloring. So here's the first layer. It took about, I want to say 10 minutes maybe. You'll want to go and do a second layer just to be sure that you have even coverage. I usually go to about here on my chin, and then after that I start using packs so that the neck of my cape doesn't rub off the face paint and get all nasty looking. So as you can see, I look really cute right now. Woo! So here's an example of the painting technique. You just want to sponge paint, basically. Also at this stage you want to make sure that the paint is dry before you start painting over it because otherwise you'll start taking it off when it gets wet again. So a blow dryer can help with that or just let it air dry. After you finish painting yourself, and it should take around 20-25 minutes depending on how good you are at it. This is like my 4th time doing it, so I kind of got it down pat. You'll want to spray it with Ben Nye Final Seal, and this will hopefully keep it from rubbing off. And after you spray it, you're also going to use neutral setting powder. And this will kind of affect the color a little bit. With this one, it makes it look a little more green apple as opposed to mint. But it's not too noticeable of a difference, and hopefully it'll match the paint that you picked out for the packs too. Try saying that 5 times fast. Painting, brushing. What if you had to do this every day? Like, what if she had to paint herself every single day? You know what she would do? She would not be green. Alright, you'll also notice that I haven't really bothered getting in my ears. Usually you can do this just by taking your sponge and like saturating it with a lot of the face paint and then just kind of digging it in there. Since we're just going to a movie and dinner, not too concerned about how the inside of my ears look. After Youmacon, it was like a week and a half and I was still finding body paint in my ears, so it's totally up to you. So one tip that I want to offer, I'm someone who's really paranoid about getting body paint in my eyes just because I am. I like to take eyeshadow and use that on my eyelids and around the creases of my eyes just to make sure that no aqua color gets in them. And it blends in really well and it looks like eye makeup too, which makes your eyes look prettier, so it's a win-win situation. And I just apply that with a normal little eye makeup brush. Also, fun tip, if you missed any spots with the face paint, you can usually go over them with the eyeshadow and just fill them in, and it'll blend in really nicely. So now we're going to move on to the most fun and kind of tricky part of the body paint, which is painting the arms, because you can't have a green face and not green arms, and also the neck too. For this, you're not going to use the aqua color. We're actually going to switch to packs, which is, and it's a body paint that they use in the movie industry, so it's very professional, very high quality. Also, unlike I'm doing right now, make sure that your aqua color is dry before closing it up, otherwise it can get moldy and that's kind of gross. This is what PAX looks like. It's actually called Pros-Aide, and you'll want the no tack adhesive. Now it says no tack, but it still is going to be tacky, which is why we have powder to set it with. So you're going to use this, and then you mix it with acrylic paint, and you use about a 1-to-1 ratio, mix it up, and then just paint it on your arms. PAX is pretty much a layer of latex that you put on your skin, which is why it doesn't rub off like normal face paint will. you'll be able to go like this against your clothing and it won't come off. That does create a few issues, like I found out during Youmacon. If you go outside and it's really cold, your skin will shrink, but the packs won't, so it'll get kind of wrinkly and it'll look like lizard skin. It's actually, I think it's pretty cool. It freaked a few people out, especially when you twist it and stuff, because it doesn't really move with you. But I was having a blast with it. Pour it into a bowl or a plastic cup or something that you can just toss out later and mix it together. Right, normally you'll want to use one of those foam sponge brushes to apply it, but I'm a herp and I derped and I left all mine at home. So I'm just using normal makeup sponge brushes. Again, try and use the regular foam brushes if you can. Basically, paint, just paint. And if you find that it's kind of thin, play around with the ratios and see if that helps. Like you can see, this is kind of thin, so I'm going to add more paint. Alright, so I've done about as much as I can for myself, and for the back of my arm, I'm going to have a lovely assistant come in and help me. This is Toby. She's going to help me paint. Okay.
How close to the sleeve?
Just like where it's ending. That's fine. Alright, after you finish about 2 layers, you blow dry it. Alright, so after you finish blow drying, you can just do more of the setting powder. You can use baby powder as well, but I, again, left mine at home. Now for the second arm, or neck. I'm going to do neck next. Alright, with the neck paint, you can go down as far as you want. Usually I go down to about where the collar of the shirt is, but again, it's just a movie, and it's twilight at that, so not really going to care. So I'm just going down a little bit. Usually I do the back of my neck as well, but then it gets into the fine hair there, and it's such a bitch to get out. It is such a bitch. So, not dealing with it for a movie premiere. But for the packs, you're going to use a different technique. You're not going to do the sponging thing just because that creates a really weird texture in it. So for this one, you can just swipe it on like this. And you'll want to get it to blend as best you can when you're mixing it. If you find your color is too dark, you can mix white with it or a lighter green color. And again, once you finish with it, blow dry. Alright, got the neck all done, so now onto the last arm. And after we do the last arm, we're just onto the last face makeup details. I usually do a light layer of auburn eyeshadow on my eyebrows just to help them blend. Technically, she has black eyebrows, but I found it looks really, really weird with red hair, so just to minimize the weirdness, because you're already green, I usually color them. But I will walk you guys through this as well. So let's paint that last arm and then finish up. And voila, body paint is done. And it's only about $4.50, so it took, I want to say, 1 hour and 20 minutes this time around. So as you can see, once you get the process down pat, you can do it pretty quickly. Well, relatively quickly. So now I'm going to go put on the uniform, and you'll probably want a friend to help you with this so you don't smear it. Again, if you set everything correctly, it shouldn't smear, but get the extra help just to be safe. Alright, uniform is on, and before you ask, these are 2 little Velcro things that hold my cape in place. So now mascara to blend the natural lashes with your false lashes, and you'll just want to do that really lightly. Be careful so you don't like tug the false lashes off by accident. But this will give them a little lift and not make them look so droopy. Alright, and now, like I mentioned, I like to color my eyebrows so that they match the wig. And I'm just using, it's Sally's eyeshadow, it's nothing fancy. Put it on a brush and just swipe it on. If your eyebrows are particularly dark, you can use Elmer's glue or gel. Look up an eyebrow coloring tutorial and that'll help you cover them so that the color shows up better. If you want, you can add extra contouring on your face to make it look more natural. I think we've established by now that I'm just being lazy this time around, so I'm not going to walk you through that. But after you do that, if you are, it's time to add McGann's trademark freckles. And I know a lot of people don't do this because they think it looks silly or a little too over-the-top cartoony, but I think they're cute, so I like adding them. You can use either stick eyeliner or liquid eyeliner. I usually like testing it out with the stick eyeliner because it's easier to fix if you mess up, and because we have body paint on our faces, it's if you mess up and you have to wash off the liquid eyeliner, it's going to set you back a long time. So test it out with the stick liner first, like stencils. McGann has little upside down triangle freckles, so I usually just go boop, boop, boop. Again, doing it really lightly now so you can't really see it. But I make sure I get it in the right place. I kind of can't believe that we are going to see Breaking Dawn dressed as Young Justice characters. I don't really understand why we're doing it. Well, I do, because our Robin, Megan, she won't. I know it's funny that she's named Megan. She's refusing to go and see it unless she's wearing Robin. And she said she won't wear Robin unless I'm green in Miss Martian, so that she's not the only one attracting attention. I'm like, I really want to go and see Breaking Dawn so we can make fun of it. So this is the price I have to pay. I will gladly pay it. Alright, really the only makeup left is your lips, and I don't like doing that until I have the wig on, because inevitably when I'm putting the wig on, it gets caught in lipstick. Then put your wig on. I know. I kind of look like Cousin It right now. I am flipping the video for you guys, so don't think I'm styling these backwards just because it looks right on the screen. This video's been flipped. Then McGann's hair is weird. She likes to do the anime character thing where there's like one chunk of bang just kind of chilling out, and you can use hair gel or something to make it stand out more. I used to do that, but I kind of like how it looks more natural when you just piece it together with your hands and then fix it throughout the day.
Hi, everyone. Bald Robin. You just styling your wig.
Yeah, and I don't know why I'm videotaping it, but oh well.
I want Bald Robin to make his way onto the internet. I look like super bald too. It's nice.
Professor X.
Marvel we can talk about is Captain Marvel.
I love Captain Marvel. He's adorable. I hope he's in tonight's episode. Speaking of which, it starts in 25 minutes, so luckily finished in time, and now we're going to go fix her cake. But I hope this tutorial helped you guys. If you have any extra questions, just leave them in the comments down there, and I will answer them. And if not, I hope this helped. I don't know how to wrap this up.
Shazam, and then just end. Shazam! And then I just end, and it doesn't even get all
I'll try it. I'll give it a try. Shazam!